Heyo! Welcome back to Mama Loves Manga. Doing bookshelf clearouts not only helps me keep a more minimalist lifestyle, but it also helps me to really figure out what I'm interested in and to decide which series I want to go ahead and continue and which series I don't want to continue investing in, so that way all the money that I save from not investing in series I don't really care about can go to trying new ones or continuing on series that I do like. Wow. Basically, I just go through all the stuff and get rid of things that I'm not interested in. Today I'm going to share with y'all some series that I am not going to be keeping, so I guess this is like an unhaul video. Let's get into it. First up, I have Shokugeki no Soma, Food Wars. I was very much into this series for a while. I got to volume 8. The initial reason I stopped reading was simply because every time I went to the bookstore, they never had volume 9. After a while, I started reading other series that just kept my attention more than this one did. And by the time I decided to sit down and do this clear out, I looked at this and realized that I'm no longer interested in the story. This series follows a young boy named Soma whose dad is a chef and owns a small restaurant that is very popular. And Soma actually grew up helping his dad a lot in the kitchen and has cultivated his own style of cooking, and he's shown a lot of promise. So his dad unexpectedly decides to enroll Soma into this very prestigious culinary school without talking to Soma first. He just does it, which, I mean, parents do that all the time. This is a shonen series, so there's a lot of action, but it's based around food. So instead of having like martial arts and like actually fighting scenes, you have food wars, and that was the thing I liked about this the most. It revolved around food. I am a huge foodie. Food is a big motivator for me. It's the main reason I leave the house. So it's really cool to see these kids in this school learning to really hone in on their personal skills and to learn different things about cooking. And one thing I thought was really cool, there are recipes. I haven't tried any of the recipes, and I probably never will. You can tell that the author who wrote the actual story did a lot of research on not just how to cook, but how dishes taste and smell and how these different flavors marry. Oh my gosh, this is basically food porn. And they really play up on that with a lot of fan service. Yeah, so good food, great fan service. It's a cute series. However, I just kind of lost interest. Got to volume 8 and I enjoyed it, but I don't really remember that much about it, and I don't really want to go back to the beginning to read it. And I want to say there's at least 20 volumes out at this point, and I am just not interested in investing in this series any longer, especially because I have found so many series that I like more and that fit into my current tastes. Next, I have Hanakimi for You in Full Blossom. This is an OG shoujo manga. I started reading this series back when I was still very much into shoujo manga that featured high school students. I was young-ish. Hanakimi follows a young girl whose name is, let me look, Mizuki. One day she decides that in order to be close to her track and field idol, she's going to transfer to his high school. And his high school happens to be an all-boys school, so she has to disguise herself as a boy in order to attend classes there. And as luck would have it, she ends up also being his roommate. So the story pretty much revolves around Mizuki trying to keep her true self hidden, her true identity hidden, and also this blossoming love story between her and her idol, whose name I can't remember. Let's look. Izumi. The only reason I'm not going to continue with this series is because I've lost interest. It's cute, but it's not something that I feel speaks speaks to me now. I stopped at volume 6. It's just not what I'm into. Next I have One Punch Man. I have not read any of these volumes. I did watch the anime, at least the first season. I think there's only one season out right now as far as I know. I really enjoyed the anime. It was funny, entertaining, and all that jazz. I purchased the first 3 volumes of the manga series for my husband and my oldest son to read. I thought that they would enjoy it. My husband said he read them really quickly and they were fun, but he's not really interested in continuing on with the series. He's not really into manga and graphic novels like I am. He doesn't really appreciate the art. He thinks that they are too expensive, and we had a whole argument about it because I was deeply offended when he said that he didn't think that manga was worth the money, and I was just like, wow, we need to get a divorce. So the final manga volume or series I am unhauling is 1 Week Friends. I believe my first video on this channel was talking about 1 Week Friends. I enjoyed this volume. I thought it was cute, but since I read the first volume, I haven't been in a huge hurry to buy the second one. I have read other series since I read this one that have really grabbed my attention and made me want to binge read them to the point where I was like buying the next volumes like immediately. This didn't do that for me, and so I figured it's time to let it go. So now I have this pretty substantial stack of graphic novels. Issues 1, 2, and 3 of The Mighty Zodiac, the first issue of Moonstruck, and the first volume of Moonstruck. Part of me wants to do something that's probably like blasphemous to certain people, but there are some pages in here that are so pretty that I'm thinking about taking them out and turning them into art. Like, look at this. So freaking cute. Next I have Kaptara Volume 1, Rat Queens. This is another one that I really enjoyed the first time I read it, but I've since lost interest. Is there something in my hair? There is a piece of fuzz in my hair this entire time. Wow. Great. Sorry y'all had to stare at that for however long this video is going to be edited down to. Next I have Princeless, The Legend of the Montemaggi. I'm either going to see if my son wants to read this or I'm going to give it to one of my brothers. And finally I have Snot Girl. I purchased this because the cover looks cool. She has cute green hair. She's a cute girl. And the title also intrigued me. But after I read it, I was like, I don't know. So that is it for my unhaul. So I'm curious, do any of y'all clear out your bookshelves, and how often? I personally find it really therapeutic to get rid of things that I'm not using and passing them on to someone else who will, or donating them, just giving them a new home and getting them out of mine. Also, if you've read any of these titles that I'm unhauling, let me know and tell me why you love it, you know, because I'm curious. I'm just a curious person and I like to be nosy and know about what people are doing and what they think. So let's talk in the comments. Anyway, that's all I have for today. So thank y'all so much for watching, and I will see y'all in the next one.